all bred to hate the Patriots and Brady because we're Dolphin fans. And I asked this question over the weekend. And on this show, it's a little harder to ask this question because you're talking to a bunch of Dolphin fans, because there's a lot of Dolphin fans that are watching. And I know there's a lot of you out there that aren't Dolphin fans also watching, but obviously we have a large contingent of Dolphin fans that watch and listen to the podcasts of this show all the time. But it is an interesting race to see who has more success. Will Belichick have more success? Will Brady have more success? Is Brady in better position? You know, that's what I was asking this weekend over the next 2 years, because Brady has a 2-year contract. And look, we can't talk about 5 years from now because Belichick can be coaching 5 years from now. We have no idea if Brady can be playing 5 years from now. You know, he can tell me
his target's 2 years, 45.
Right,
that's what he's always been saying.
Right. It's so at least he's going to play these next 2 years. Okay? If he plays more, then we can get to that conversation. Who's going to be more successful in the next 2 years? Tom Brady or Bill Belichick? That's the question. That's what I would pose to you all out there. Put it on Twitter at Big O Show. Put it on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, 786-322-1105. Also, you can put it on the YouTube chat board. I'm not saying which one's going to win a title. Maybe neither one wins a title in the next 2 years. Maybe you think one of them will win a title. I don't know. That's up to you, whatever you see. But who has more success in the next 2 years without each other? And this is all about ego. This is about one guy trying to prove the other guy wrong. Don't kid yourselves. Okay? That's why this whole breakup's happening. Because one guy didn't show the appreciation, the other guy didn't feel he received the love he's supposed to get. And we've talked about this before, that most of these relationships end ugly. Even when Ben Volen was, I think it was Ben, no, it wasn't Ben Volen. I think it was Jarrett Bell from USA Today when asked him about, Montana. And he was at the last game Montana played at Candlestick before he got shipped off to Kansas City. And what were the correlations? And even with that, he didn't want to go anywhere near taking a shot at the Patriots. It was kind of a boring press conference. There were only a few things in there that were kind of juicy that you're like, And there is a correlation. Now, the difference is that when they shipped Montana to Kansas City, that's because they had Steve Young there already for a couple of years. And we were getting all to a point, those of us that are old and live this, those of you that are young, you don't know what the hell we're talking about. But those of us that have a little age on ourselves, we were at a point like, dude, why'd you trade for Young if you're not going to play him? It was like that. It was, it was a couple of years that he was sitting on the bench. And you're like, they got a stud quarterback just sitting there. And finally, they had to move Montana because they had to play Steve Young at that point. You know what I mean? But that's the difference. You had a great quarterback waiting in the wings to play. They don't have one in New England. So you're getting rid of a guy, and it's not like you have Andrew Luck. You know what I mean? It's weird. And that's why this whole thing is a little different. And you could tell that Belichick wanted to move on. Guaranteed that he wanted to move on. He wasn't willing to pay Brady what he thought he was worth. And he wasn't willing to commit to him on a long-term basis. It was a year-to-year thing. And this has been brewing for a couple of years, according to some reports out there. But he wanted no part of taking any shots at the organization. He wanted to take the high road in this entire interview. You saw it. You heard it. But I did
Maybe he wants to ensure his free dinners and free drinks forever in New England.
Maybe. You never know. But the fact that Belichick was not there, that's all you need to know about that. That's all you need to know. So this is now a race. Who has more success over the next couple of years? And I got to tell you right now, if we had to break it down between these two at this point in time, I think Brady's the guy that has the inside track right now. Brady has the better receivers, has the better tight end, has probably the better offensive line, even though they need to improve it, but they've lost some guys on their offensive line already as it is. And they have the better quarterback. So the Bucs have all kinds of advantages. And by the way, Bruce Arians is no slouch. He can coach. And their defense was top 10 in the second half of the season last year.
Last 6 games.
Yeah, so they were playing at a higher level. And I know the Patriots have a decent defense, but right now, I would have to say that the Bucs and Tom Brady are going to have more success over the next 2 years. And here's where I would differ with a lot of people about Belichick. And again, I'm always willing to go out on a limb, good or bad, okay? And I think Dolph fans are going to love this one. I don't think Belichick's going to have the success people think he is. I don't think Belichick's going to turn around and be the genius that people think. Well, we know that he has been a genius, but I think everybody's run ends at one point or another. And you remember when Chuck Noll was on the back end of his career in Pittsburgh, and it kind of looked like he was losing his fastball?
Yeah.
What was Tom Landry also losing his fastball?
One win, right? Last.
Was Don Shula losing his fastball? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So let's not make it sound like great coaches don't lose their fastball. Let's not make it sound like if you're a great coach, you're a great coach forever.
That last one, Shula, was a hard one to admit.
All right. Well, I'm just saying. We got to admit it. I mean, football was changing. Salary cap was coming in. It was a whole different challenge for Shula. It was an issue for him. Let's just admit it. We have to admit it. And Chuck Noll was losing his fastball. Again, young people, you don't really have perspective because you haven't lived long enough. So it's the only advantage we have over you, okay? So we can't run faster than you. We probably can't think faster than you. We can't do some things better than you, but we've got perspective. We've got experience. Okay? Phil Jackson, kind of, he couldn't run a basketball team as a GM, right? Because he didn't have touch. Now, okay, that's a different position for him. Maybe it's not a good example. But coaches do lose their fastball. And it's happened in football in the past. I believe Belichick will lose his fastball. I do. Here's his arrogance. Cody Kessler, Brian Hoyer, and Jarrett Stidham. He is dead set on my system will win. I will get these guys, and they will be serviceable enough for me to win my games and get to the playoffs and make deep runs. I disagree. And you lost a lot of guys that left that team once you lost Brady. I got to see it to believe it, bro. I saw you lose your fastball this year against Tennessee. You lost your fastball. And that's where, again, I'm always willing to go out on that limb that other people aren't willing to go out on. All right? And I'm sure a lot of you Dolph fans are probably happy I'm saying this. And quite frankly, that's why I wanted Brady to stay. Because I know where our Dolphins are going. They're going this way, baby. They're going this way. They're going to become the team of this division again. I am convinced of that 1,000%. I wanted to see the Dolphins kick Belichick and Brady's ass. That's what I wanted to see over the next couple of years. I wanted to see them take over. So if I thought that they were going to take over with Brady, why wouldn't I think they're going to take over without Brady? Am I supposed to be not consistent? Am I supposed to be inconsistent? Am I supposed to tell you I think the Dolphins are going to take over this division over the next couple of years? And I want Brady to stay. And then all of a sudden now Brady is gone. And I'm going to tell you that now that Brady's gone, Belichick and the Patriots are still going to dominate this division? Hell no, dude. Hell no. I certainly don't believe in Sam Darnold or Adam Gase. And Josh Allen is not winning a jack in the NFL because he can't throw. Brian Flores, for me, is the best coach in the division at this point in time, outside of Belichick, of course. I'm talking about those three guys. And I think he's going to have the better team overall, so he will be able to take down Belichick. I don't believe this transition is going to be like everybody makes it out to be. And I know a lot of people lean on the Matt Castle year because they won 11 games when Brady was out. You know what that was, right? That's a product of you're a championship caliber team that just lost your championship caliber quarterback. And everybody says, oh, we got to raise our level of play. And so for 1 year, you play out of your mind. You're motivated to overcome the Brady thing. You're not in a great division. You end up getting 11 games. But if Brady would have been out forever after that, they would have gone downhill after that because you just mentally cannot maintain it. And having said all that, you still did not play good enough to win that division. Okay? Because the Dolphins were able to win that division that year. So that tells me that, okay, it's an aberration. It's the one season without Brady. But I just look at it and say, that's just a freak. That's not the norm. And you're not going to be able to maintain that. And the Patriot teams you have now don't compare to that team back in those days. Not even close.
You know what it is for the Patriots? Because here, take everybody back in time. When we had Marino, we always had a chance. We were never out of a game because of that guy. And Brady, it gives you that.
Same thing.
You're in.
Always.
Aaron Rodgers.
Always.
Those guys,
always.
You're always in the game. Doesn't matter who's playing, who's on the field, who's hurt, who just left the game. You have a chance.
Yep. No, I'm with you there. I agree with that.